Guide Dogs for the Blind, class graduation, CA 993, November 25th, 2023.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Guide Dogs for the Blind. My name is Emily Crisp, and I'm a qualified instructor here at GDB. I'm so happy that all of you guys are here to celebrate graduation today with us and celebrate these new guide dog and canine buddy teams. I would also like to extend a special shout out to the folks that are joining us via live stream. If everyone wants to turn around and wave to the camera, say hi to everybody on the live stream. Is this anybody's first time here at GDB? Okay, a couple. As many of you know, Guide Dogs was founded in 1942 by Lois Merrihew and Don Donaldson. Lois had originally applied to a guide dog school on the East Coast where she was told that they could not employ her because women were neither physically nor emotionally fit to train guide dogs. So more determined than ever, Lois and Don created Guide Dogs for the Blind, which would go on to become the largest guide dog school in North America and the second largest in the world. And we have served over 16,000 guide dog teams since opening in 1942. Yeah. Over the years, many things have changed here at GDB, but one thing that has remained true is our mission to connect people, dogs, and communities to transform the lives of individuals with visual impairments. And our donors, puppy raisers, and volunteers play a huge part in helping us move our mission forward. We receive absolutely no government funding at all and rely on our generous donors to allow us to be able to do what we do here. And today, I think we have a couple of donors here. Are Susan Bates and Lillian Tremoroli here? Thank you both so much for being here. Both Susan and Lillian have generously donated to our organization and today have sponsored the harnesses for Team Tony and Bennett and Team Deborah and Sirius. Thank you both for your generosity and quite literally helping us harness the power of these partnerships. I'd also like to extend a huge thank you to the puppy raisers who are here with us today. And whether you've raised 1 or 15 puppies, I know that these goodbyes never get any easier. But without all of you, these 6 beautiful guide dogs in front of me who are seated so nicely and are so well behaved would not be here today. So I want to thank you guys all for continuously opening your homes and your hearts for these wonderful dogs so they can go on to change lives. I'd also like to thank all of our clients here. Even though we've experienced some uncertain times, these past couple years, you guys continue to choose and trust GDB with serving you with these amazing guide dogs, and you're the reason we do what we do. So thank you all. And in the spirit of Thanksgiving, fresh off of Thanksgiving, right? I would also like to thank all of our volunteers, both on and off campus, and all of our staff behind the scenes that help this organization run smoothly. Our kennel staff, who we have here today, they make sure all the dogs and the puppies are well taken care of, even on the holidays. Thank you, guys. The kitchen staff for keeping us all well fed and nourished while in class, and maybe a couple pounds heavier for myself. I'd also like to thank the housekeeping staff who keep the residence hall sparkling clean and feeling like a 5-star resort while you guys are staying here. And our amazing facility staff who keep the grounds beautiful and safe for everyone, dogs and people, to enjoy. And I want to thank you guys all for being here in person and online to support GDB. I think I speak for everyone here when I say we are all truly grateful to be able to do what we do, and we couldn't do it without all of your support. Before we begin, I'd like to have you direct your attention to the screens behind me for a short film about the magic that is Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Logos, Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International.
Hello, I'm Noah Wiley.
A mama nurses a litter.
There's a special magic about Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Puppy bellies and wiggling tails.
Some might say it's the dogs.
Puppies squirm in a pile.
These courageous guides who change people's lives.
2 black puppies at a gate. Outside, a woman hugs her guide dog.
There's magic in the people, too,
A man walks with his dog. An older puppy licks a woman's cheek.
like the volunteer puppy raisers
Volunteers with
who
puppies,
socialize and care for puppies in their homes,
out walking in their neighborhood,
encouraging them to explore new surroundings
riding the train,
and giving them love and guidance
in the park,
to help prepare them to be a guide dog.
and in a group at the airport.
And when it's time, part ways so that the puppy they have raised can go on to change someone's life.
A team on a city sidewalk.
When dogs return to our campuses, our world-class instructors work their magic to maximize each dog's potential to become highly skilled, smart, and loving companions,
Instructors with dogs.
teaching each dog how to safely guide someone who is blind or visually impaired through the world when they're at home,
Relaxing by a fireplace.
hiking,
On a forest trail.
visiting friends,
At a picnic table.
catching a plane,
Navigating baggage claim.
heading downtown,
In a city crosswalk.
across town,
Along a riverfront.
taking public transportation,
At a train station.
or heading to work.
Riding an escalator.
They will even disobey a command if it means keeping their handler safe.
People with guides in their neighborhoods.
Those who are on the other end of the harness might say the magic is there, moving freely through the world with ease, confidence, and independence. Along the way, helping them develop new relationships, connect with new people, building stronger, more compassionate communities.
A group of people with their guide dogs in Chinatown.
We know there is magic in these partnerships.
A woman hugs her dog.
The bonds that are formed,
Another kisses her dog's head.
the places they
A
go,
group of people and guide dogs at the Golden Gate Bridge.
the dreams that come true.
A woman leads small boys on a walk with her dog.
It's in the care,
Playing in a yard.
the friendship,
A woman pets a dog.
the lifetime of love.
Lying in her lap.
It's the ability to live a fuller life without limits.
A woman scales an indoor climbing wall.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, you are part of an amazing community that works together to make these partnerships possible at no cost to our clients.
Vets give checkups.
A community that helps us care for the health of our dogs over their lifetime. A community that provides the necessary training to help prepare potential clients for the guide dog lifestyle.
Instructors with clients.
A community that gives children in our youth programs the opportunity to experience the magic of a guide dog, to see if having a dog may be right for them.
Children interact and play with dogs.
A community that makes dreams of inclusion, enhanced confidence,
Clients walk with dogs.
mobility, independence, and companionship come true.
A man with his dog on the beach.
That's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Share an orange sunset.
And it's all because of you.
He hugs his dog. Blackout. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black.
All right, I'd like to now introduce our instructional staff. We have Marlis Johnson, apprentice instructor. Laura O'Keefe, apprentice instructor. And class supervisor Darren Walsh. And in the audience, we also have Marissa Garcia and her guide dog, Jim. All right, I'm now going to pass it off to Marlis to introduce our newest Canine Buddy team.
Thank you, Emily. All right, thank you everyone so much for being here today. To start off, I'll give a little description of our Canine Buddy program in case any of you are not familiar. So our Canine Buddy program matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are blind or visually impaired, which include children ages 5 and above and also adults of all ages. Our Canine Buddy dogs are not service dogs, but are wonderful companions that bring joy in our connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and teams have access to the same level of service as our guide dog teams. So I'd like to announce a virtual celebration of Larry Kontz and his Canine Buddy, Moss. And I have a note here from Larry. It says, "Dear guide dog friends, as of about 1 month ago, a furry angel was delivered to our house in Montrose, Colorado by Michelle Clybourne. And his name is Moss, but he has turned out to be the boss in our house because he has stolen our hearts. Moss started his training with intent to be a guide dog, but his path changed to the Canine Buddy program, and I could not be happier. I want to thank all of the wonderful people at GDB for making this lovable guy the fine, well-mannered dog that he is. From his puppy raiser to his trainers and later his foster family should be really proud of their work because the results are a beautiful, fun-loving, and extremely well-trained yellow lab. After previously having 2 guide dogs, I was now feeling I was too old with back issues and no longer a good candidate for another guide, and that was depressing to both myself and my wife. Then Michelle pointed out a new program called K9 Buddies and encouraged me to apply, and the rest is history. Once again, we have this marvelous friend and companion in our lives. Thanks again to all that make these kinds of miracles possible. And to describe the picture that's up on the screen right now, Larry is pictured standing next to his wife, holding male yellow lab Moss by his side on leash. They stand on a paved area, and there are trees and blue sky in the background. And I also have a note here from Moss's raiser named Penny Lyman. The first time I saw Moss, I fell totally in love with him. He has the most beautiful amber-colored eyes, and they would light up with joy when he was learning something new or doing something he really enjoyed. Moss brought joy to everyone he would meet, whether at church, my office, or just running errands. He was a quick learner, and I have wonderful memories of our times together during training and all of the fun experiences we shared, such as walking at the park, riding the city bus, trips to the fire department, the museum, riding a trolley car, and a ferry boat, just to name a few. Every morning, Moss would empty his toy box and pick out his toys for the day and scatter them in every room of the house, ensuring that he always had something to play with wherever he was. In the evening, when we were done for the day, he would sit with his head resting on my knee and receive well-deserved pets and love. That was certainly my favorite part of the day. I know Moss will make an incredible buddy for Larry and will be totally devoted to him and his family. We will always strive to please and exude pure joy upon doing so. I am so glad that Moss now has his forever family, and I'm so proud and happy that I had a part in raising this wonderful dog. He will always have a special place in my heart as he continues on his journey. And in the photo behind me, the description is Moss, a male yellow lab, sitting in front of his bed in toy box, looking directly into the camera. All right, a round of applause for K9 Buddy Moss. And I will now be handing it off to instructor Laura to announce our graduating clients.
All right, thanks, Marlis. Okay, now we can move on to our guide dog recipients. A little about our guide dog program. It's a 2-week program where clients are matched with a dog that is compatible with their lifestyle to enhance their mobility. We provide a variety of training models that include both in-residence and in-home training. To start off with, I'll start with Dr. Deborah Hamilton of Eugene, Oregon, who receives Sirius, a male black Labrador retriever, raised by Carlo Hernandez of San Antonio, Texas. Dr. Deborah Hamilton lives in Eugene, Oregon with her beloved gray tabby kitty, Dolce Grace. Sirius is Deborah's 4th guide dog. Deborah works for early childhood cares at the University of Oregon, and she is excited to have Sirius join her as she works to serve families of young children with developmental disabilities. Sirius, like her prior guide dogs Langston, Ryerson, and Hagar, will be much loved and appreciated as he joins Deborah's peaceful home. In her free time, Deborah enjoys gardening, long nature walks, listening to classical piano and harp music, reading, and creating beautiful art projects. All right.
Hi, good afternoon. I just want to say that I am extremely grateful for the companionship and services of my past guide dogs, and I'm really looking forward to working with Sirius, whose name literally means glowing. He is named after the brightest star in the evening sky. I'd like to thank Lillian Trevandrum for your contribution for his harness. Thank you, Carlo, for raising my boy. He is a stellar scholar. He is brilliant. He is beyond. He's remarkable, and I'm really looking forward to the travels and the places that we will go in the next few months and years. I'm very grateful to the guide dog community, the trainers, the staff. It's just an incredible community. And in the hallway where our rooms join, I like to call that the Hall of Gratitude. I think it should be named that because it is where gratitude happens. And there is a poem written on the wall in Braille, and that poem sits in many places throughout my home. And it says, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. What matters most in life cannot be touched or seen. It must be felt with the heart." And that's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind. Thank you.
Okay, next I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Herdman of Toronto, Ontario, who received Fjord, a male black Labrador retriever, raised by Janelle Crothers of San Francisco, California, and Marissa Robish and Vincent Sheffer of San Francisco, California. Elizabeth lives in Toronto, Canada with her husband, Jeff. She works as an educator and in the health charities sector. After years advocating for equitable access to recreational opportunities in the city, she is now focused on exploring remote landscapes, running with her friends, and sharing the wonders of the world with her new guide dog, Fjord.
Well, hello everyone, and I'm so happy you're here. It's so great to know that we have such wonderful support. And I have to say, I so welcome this opportunity to express my very deep gratitude to Guide Dogs for the Blind for everything that they do and how much they've supported us and the blind community. And I can't say enough about my wonderful new guide dog, Fjord, who is standing beside me. Like, he is such a little, well, Sirius is not the only star. He's also a star. It is not every day that a blind person gets a guide dog. And I've got to say, it's like someone handing the keys to the coolest, shiniest, smoothest riding car in the world. And I'm so, so happy to have a Fjord with me. There's so many people I would like to thank individually. They are legion, and I'm not even going to try, but I think everyone I've talked to since I've been here, everyone who supported me through the last 2 weeks of training, and before that, and I'm sure after this, are people I wish I could thank specifically, but I cannot. But I am going to take the time to thank a few people who have particularly been a real support to me. One would be my regional rep, Chuck Ferrugia, who has really helped to guide me through turbulent waters and is such a credit to this organization. I'd like to thank Marlis, my marvelous Marlis, who has been my trainer and instructor and has given me so much confidence in working with my new guide. And I would like to have a quick shout out to Brooke Hansen, who is a puppy raiser in Salinas, Texas. And I spent some time with her, like, she put sunshine in my life, and I really want to thank her for doing that. And so last but most, well, I can't say least or most important, because everything's the same, we're all the same. I have to thank my new puppy raisers, that are, like I said, I've just forgotten your name, which is really awful because I'm so excited. Vincent and Marisa, and I've written it out and brailled it out, and I definitely do know their names. They have given me a dog. As I said, and Marlis will back me up. When I saw him at first, I said, this dog is just perfect. And he is, I said to my husband before I came here, I said, you know what would be perfect for me would be a 60-pound black male Labrador Retriever. And what should arrive on my doorstep? But just that thing. And so I can't thank, well, that's the organization, but Vince and Marissa have provided my boy with a really great solid background, and he's as good as gold, and I am so happy to have him. So thank you so very much.
So Fjord was our second puppy and first to graduate. And we actually had help starting him off with two of our leaders, and Maurice is going to talk about them in a second. But the one word, if I had to have one word to describe Fjord, I would say happy. He was just such a happy puppy, and we can tell he's still a very happy dog. We just saw him. I am not a morning person, so when I would wake up bleary-eyed and I'm on dog duty, I would just not want to get out of bed. But as soon as I saw Fjord, that changed instantly. The biggest challenge for Fjord in the morning was picking the right toy. We were probably a little too indulgent on the toy front. So we had quite a few toys strewn on the ground, and he'd pick up one, pick up another, and then he finally settled on the right one. And when he was young, his favorite one was a big pink dumbbell for an adult-sized dog. So to see a 4 or 5 month old black lab with this big pink dumbbell was just, heart-melting. He loved his toys so much, I would often look down when I'm relieving him on the street and realize he had a toy in his mouth. And the other thing I have to talk about is his wiggle. He doesn't just wag his tail. His entire body wiggles. He'll jump off the ground all four. I know 4 on the floor is the rule. But he would just, the whole body would wiggle. And he still has that too. Some of his best traits, his house behavior was outstanding from the very beginning. Young puppies you try to keep in sight all the time. But, they get out of sight and you hear some strange sounds. And like, oh, what's he gotten into? A pillow, a shoe. And every single time, invariably, it was just another toy. So he just was a champ from the beginning. He's a very confident puppy from the very beginning. We live in San Francisco, right downtown, and he went everywhere with us. BART stations, Muni buses, San Francisco Giants games, crowded restaurants, you name it, and he was just handled it all right in stride. And then we just settled, and you'd hardly even notice he was there. He's doing a better job then than he's doing today. But
He's doing perfect.
so I'll end my bit with we're just so happy that he is going off to his forever life with Liz, a wonderful person. And he's going to have a fantastic life with you, Liz. And I think you're going to have a fantastic life with Fjord as your guide. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Vince. Hi, I'm Marisa. We all know it takes a village to raise these puppies. I think we're going to hear that a lot today. And Fjord was definitely the beneficiary of a very large and supportive village. So I have to take a couple minutes just to thank some of those villagers. First, of course, is the San Francisco Puppy Group, which is where we're from. Terrific puppy group, led by 3 amazing leaders, Blancette Reynolds, Vicki Peterson, and Janelle Crothers. Thank you, leaders. They lead with both heart and humor, and they gave us the confidence to raise this incredibly confident puppy. So thanks so much to our leaders. We're also lucky because Janelle and Vicki helped start Fjord. So they took him on for the first couple months while we were traveling. So his foundation came from some of the leaders in our group. And we saw that perfect puppy from the day we got him, and he grew up to continue that amazing work. So we're so thankful for that. We also want to thank puppy sitters. This program relies a lot on the puppy sitters, and we don't hear a lot about those folks. We were so thankful to have a great cohort. We still have a great cohort of puppy sitters in San Francisco. And 2 in particular I want to thank. took one is Christine Matheny, who's here with us today, and the other is Sheila Kratz. Sheila is a school principal and took Fjord regularly to school with her, so he was able to socialize with students and teachers, and I think he got straight A's. And then Christine works for a large tech company in downtown San Francisco, and so he was able to socialize with her colleagues and experience kind of the traditional workplace, learning all about conference rooms and company cafeterias and that kind of thing. So thank you, Christine, for that. And I think lastly, we just want to thank you, Liz. You have been so generous with sharing your experiences. You know, we're novices. This is our first puppy to graduate. And so to have so much access to you and to hear how you'll be working with him and to hear what he's bringing to your life has just been so special for us. We're so happy for you both. We're so proud. And we just can't say congratulations enough. So congratulations.
Okay, up next, I'd like to introduce Aria Ottmuller of Mercer, Pennsylvania, who received Bert, a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Aaron McLean of College Station, Texas, and Jennifer Martinez of Roanoke, Texas. Aria lives in Mercer, Pennsylvania, and works as an assistant district attorney. She lives with her husband, Scott, and her two dogs, Maisie Keen and retired guide dog Tori. Bert will be her second guide dog. Aria enjoys jumping horses, traveling, hiking, and hanging out with her family. Aria is looking forward to working with Bert both inside and outside of the courtroom, as Aria has a busy lifestyle and Bert is a go-with-the-flow kind of dog.
Thank you. So I think it's really fitting that we're all receiving guide dogs the week of Thanksgiving. In my family, we have a tradition that every year we go around the table, and I'm sure many of you have the same tradition, and we say what we're thankful for. And as a kid, I thought, man, this is really cheesy. Why would we do this? And so at dinner, as I'm eating with the class, not during our Thanksgiving meal, but at dinner, I said, this is our tradition. We have to go around the table and say what we're thankful for. But here's the rule. We can't say guide dogs for the blind, and we cannot say a dog, because I think we can all agree that that is exactly what we are thankful for this year. And most of us said family, most of us still worked in the dog and GDB. And now's the time to express how thankful we are for Guide Dogs for the Blind and the organization as a whole, the puppy raisers, the amount of effort it takes and the amount of people to raise a guide dog. So that being said, I'd first like to thank the Bert's puppy raisers, Aaron and Jennifer. They did a terrific job both raising him, and he is an amazing dog, and I've gotten to know him over the last 2 weeks, and he really is a go-with-the-flow kind of dog. Then I'd also like to thank my instructor, Emily, who did an amazing job throughout class, and we did a lot of routes and had a lot of great conversations in the car on the way to these routes, or just on the route in general. And our supervisor, our class supervisor as well, who was amazing at the dog distractions every single morning. Whether or not he accidentally dropped a ton of food, more than expected, or he was waving a toy around, or having kibble in his hand, so that we learned the proper way to correct our dogs. So these are all the people, just to say that for some, that really made a difference over the last 2 weeks and in the long term. And so these are just some of the people I'd like to thank. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm sorry in advance, I've been emotional all day. I just want to say that this is an amazing experience for anyone who hasn't done it. I have learned so much in these last year that I've had him. And I just want to thank my family and Aaron, of course, for helping me raise him. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it really does take a village to raise a puppy, so everybody who helped me, thank you. So yeah, probably gonna keep crying.
My name is Erin. I'm from the College Station, Texas Puppy Club. It's truly an honor to be up here today. I am so extremely proud of Bert for making it to this extremely, important position for somebody. And I'm extremely proud of Jennifer for starting this dog. This is her first dog, and she did an amazing job with him. I was honored to be able to finish this sweet boy out. Bert is an extremely go-with-the-flow dog, like Ari was talking about, and he's just that mellow Eeyore personality. The first time I brought him to the vet, the vet sat down on the floor, and so did Bert, and they just cuddled. He put his head in his lap, and they were just friends, and that's just how Bert is. He's just go with the flow. Whatever you throw at him, he's taking it in stride. And so I think this is the absolute perfect position for him. I think he will be a perfect match with Aria, and I'm super, super excited for this team. I want to thank everyone in the South Lake, Texas, and the College Station, Texas Puppy Clubs for all of the work that they put into Mr. Bert. It sounds like a broken record, but it really does take about 1 million people to get one of these dogs to where they are today. Both of our families for supporting us, our friends for loving every GDB puppy that comes their way, and then the trainers here on campus, everyone in Guide Dogs. It's truly been a once-in-a-lifetime experience to be able to raise for this organization, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm super excited for Aria and Bert.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce Amber Shepard of Tillamook, Oregon, who received Dalton, a male yellow Labrador retriever, raised by Jacqueline and Randy Martinez of Laverne, California, Kathleen Wassenberg of Torrance, California, and Lisa King of Hawthorne, California. Amber is originally from Ketchikan, Alaska, and currently lives in Tillamook, Oregon. She is graduating with her first guide dog, Dalton. Amber and Dalton will enjoy hiking, swimming, and spending time with friends and family. Dalton will get to experience Alaska for his upcoming birthday, April 7th.
Thank you so much. I'm just very grateful to GDB and everybody I got to meet and work with. Marlis and Emily both very much helped me throughout the process, and I'm looking forward to having a very fulfilled life with Dalton. And he has been described as perfect, and I agree. Thank
you. Kathy and I and our families took over. Jackie was the starter for Dalton till he was about 4 months, and she did a wonderful job. We kept on saying how we were going to love him, and she was right. He was great. He just was the easiest dog, loves to sleep, really mellow, loves to go out, but the minute you get that jacket out, he's off and going. So I want to thank, it definitely was a big effort for all of us to raise Dalton, but I think he turned out perfect, and definitely a perfect team.
Hi, I'm Jackie, and I started Dalton since he was 8 months old to about 4 months, and 8 weeks, my bad. He is my first puppy that I have raised, and I'd like to thank my family for letting me do this, because I know they definitely weren't ready, but I had convinced everybody that this was something that we were going to do. And I think since he was such a good and easy and mellow puppy, that he's kind of the reason that we're still doing this now. I would also like to thank Lisa and Kathy and their families for letting me puppy sit Dalton very often. It just meant a lot to me that I got to see him grow up, and then also got to take him with me to school, where he was, as we all say, he was perfect. He was such a good boy. I'd also just one little thing about Dalton was when we first picked him up off the puppy truck, he was just so wrinkly. He had the wrinkliest baby dog face, and we all just kind of looked around, we're like, I wonder if those are going to stay. They did not stay, but as every week I took growth photos, and I was sad to notice that the baby dog wrinkles did go away, but I think they made way for such a handsome guy that we have right here. I just want to say that I hope you two have a wonderful partnership, and I honestly think that your match together is great, and I know you guys are going to have so many great adventures. And yeah, we're just excited for you two.
Me too.
I'd like to thank, oh God, see, now I'm old and having a mental. Jackie, for starting him. It was a big help for Lisa and I to get a little older pup, and like everybody said, he was just perfect. His dad was raised in our club, so we knew he came from a good gene stock, and he was as good as his dad was. So, and then I'm so glad that with your partnership, and I think the best part about all of us would say about raising the puppy is coming and seeing the full circle and seeing the graduation here. So it's been wonderful, and I know you'll have a good life together.
Okay, up next, I'd like to introduce Kim Stanley of Eudora, Kansas, who received Lantern, a male yellow Labrador Retriever, raised by David Bolton of Wildomar, California. Kim is from Eudora, Kansas, where she owns Yellow Brick Road Quilting Studio. Besides her love of quilting, she also enjoys weaving, taking care of her grandbaby Phoebe, going to the lake and enjoying the family cabin, and most especially spending time in the sport of ballroom dancing, both socially and competitively, with her partner Bill. Lantern is her first guide dog, and she is looking forward to partnering with him in life as well.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you, family, for watching. Hopefully you're really out there. If not, it's recorded, so you'll be able to see it later. I feel so blessed to have this organization wrap their arms around me and take care of me as a whole person. I had problems with shin splints as I was doing my training, and so a big shout out to Kathy and the nursing staff. They were right there with me, helping me get through it so that I could concentrate and do my training. I also want to thank the RAs who, it's quite a challenge to figure out where a dog is doing a number 2 when you're blind. So there are tricks, and I appreciate everything that they have done. The food was delicious, so I'll be going on a diet when I get home. And I am very pleased. I'm actually sad that David could not come. He was the puppy raiser. So David, if you're out there, you did a great job. I absolutely love this baby. He is laid back and is a great napper, but also loves to get up and have fun. He's always happy. One of the interesting things about Lantern is that while he was in training, he did not stay in the kennel. He actually had foster parents. And George was one of the foster parents. And so Lantern got to be took to school just like any other kid and picked up, and then he went off to hang out with George and his family, and I hope George has a story for us, but I'm just so grateful that he got that kind of experience and that family life from the very beginning. Thank you. You want to tell them the story?
Sure. I did not raise Lantern, but I was privileged to foster him for 4 weeks while he was in training. He is a very affectionate boy. He was glued to my side most of the time at home, helping me cook and fix things and clean and everything. Yes, you did. He also loves to play. When he wasn't in training, while he's on campus, he was in the facilities office with me and 3 other dogs who were there. And he loved to play with the other dogs. Also, even though he loved to play hard, when I put his gentle leader on, it was like a switch had been turned on, and he's all business. And it's just like, I'm doing my job, and that was it for him. So he loves hard, he plays hard, and he works hard. Yeah. And I'm sure he'll be the best guide dog ever.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, next I'd like to introduce Tony Ames of Fresno, California, who received in-home training with Bennett, a male yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross, raised by Vicki Lyons Waite and Rick Waite of Oxnard, California. Tony lives with her retired guide, Adora, and 3 cats, along with her human roommate, James. Bennett is her 7th golden in 56 years of working with guide dogs. Tony is excited to take longer walks with him and to be able to cuddle with Bennett.
Right here.
I got the mic for you here.
Okay.
You want me to hold it?
Oh, yeah, you hold it. That's great. Hi, I need to thank GDB because I now have a 2-headed guide dog. I have my retired dog with me, who's a GEDB grad. She's 12 years old, and she was slowing down. So Bennett came into my life, and they are the best of friends. It is just wonderful, but I call them, and these 2 heads come, and I have to figure out who's who. And Bennett's sit. That's a good boy. I'm a retired rehabilitation counselor, and last year, in October, I had extensive back surgery, which left me with no muscle control. I couldn't lift my back, I couldn't sit up by myself, and through all the months of rehabilitation, they kept saying, "What are your goals?" I said, "I want to be able to work with a guide dog again." And I have to thank GDB because I thought nobody in their right mind was going to give me another guide dog because I'm still not the strongest person I'd like to be. But they found Bennett, who is very, very slow. In fact, his trainer told me that he had a little hard time initially with Bennett because he's used to slowing dogs down. And with Bennett, you have to speed him up a little bit. But he's perfect for me right now. And he gets along with the cats and gets along with everyone. He's just this really fabulous dog. And I shouldn't say he's perfect because he has a couple of faults. When he's out in the backyard, he eats hibiscus flowers. So we don't have very many of them left on the plant. But, you know, he's just so enthusiastic about everything. Whoops, I'm sorry. It's great. And I want to thank Rick and Vicki for the fabulous job they've done with him. He's their 15th guide dog, and that has to be incredibly hard to raise these dogs and then send them off to college, as I say. So I want to thank you and thank GDB for thinking about me and giving me the chance to work with a guide dog again.
Tony, you're very welcome. I'm like Jennifer. I get very emotional. Like she said, this is our 15th dog, and I want to give a shout out to GDB, our PFM, Alex Gregory, and to our puppy raising club. They were so good. And that's all for me, folks.
Hi, I'm Vicki. Yes, we got Bennett at about 8 weeks old, and it was just like holding cotton balls. He was so sweet, and he was just a really lovely puppy. I mean, he was good in the house. He was especially good with other puppies, and it was just kind of a cute thing. We called him the puppy whisperer. We're leaders in Ventura, and we had a lot of little ones coming in and out through our house, and they were his. I mean, he would take over and take care of them, and it was just pretty amazing how much he liked the little dogs, the puppers. And I want to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind and our amazing puppy raising group in Ventura, California, and our puppy sitters, and I can't tell you how many wonderful people we've met over the years. We've been puppy leaders since 2008, and we've just met so many amazing people, and we are so very happy that Bennett found Tony, and we know that they're going to be make a wonderful partnership, and we're really excited to keep in touch and learn all about their new experiences. Thank you so much to everybody.
Okay, how about another round of applause for everyone today that we're celebrating? Okay, now I'll pass it back to Marlis to celebrate some more in-home clients virtually.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, we have two more clients who graduated around the same time as this class, and they received in-home training. So we will start with Deanna Bronze. She graduated with her guide dog, Herbie. Deanna and Herbie completed in-home training conducted by Field Service Manager Lucy Waite. In this picture that's behind me is Deanna and Herbie, a male yellow lab, sitting on concert steps next to green plants with purple flowers. Both are looking at the camera. And we have a note here that was written by Herbie's puppy raiser. Her name is Kiara Conine. Her note says, "Congratulations to Deanna and Herbie on their recent in-home training and graduation. It was wonderful to see how relaxed and settled Herbie was in his new home. Herbie, AKA our little love bug, was a wonderful puppy. He loves being with his partner and being a wonderful companion and guide. We can't wait to hear how he continues to grow and develop. Love the Conine family." And in this picture behind me, we have Herbie, a male yellow lab, and Kiara relaxing on the family's recently harvested hay bales. Herbie is wearing his green puppy jacket. The golden color of Herbie's coat and Kiara's hair matches the rich golden color of the hay pyramid set against the bright blue sky. All right, give it up for Herbie and Deanna. Up next, we'd like to celebrate the graduation of Bozina and Forsyth. This in-home was conducted by qualified instructor Jack England. We have a note from the client here to read. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "The eyes are the windows of the soul, and the eye encompasses the beauty of the whole world. I lost my sight several years ago. However, my previous guide, Margot, and now Forsyth, have helped open my eyes and allow me to experience the beauty of the world. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank Guide Dogs for the Blind for the wonderful gift of Forsyth. I owe important debts to Tammy Philbin, who raised Forsyth as a puppy and prepared him in the most magnificent manner to become a guide dog. I am particularly grateful to the members of the Guide Dog Training Department for devoting so much time to training Forsyth as a guide dog. My appreciation knows no bounds, and I am privileged to recognize indispensable advice provided by the amazing Jack England as my in-home guide dog mobility field instructor. Jack contributed immensely to the successful training by teaching me all the latest guiding techniques. I would like to express my enormous appreciation to the entire team of Guide Dogs for the Blind for allowing Forsyth and me to enter a new chapter in our lives." Congratulations, Bozina and Forsyth. You can give a round of applause. And in the picture behind me, we have Forsyth, a male yellow lab, golden retriever cross, sitting in his harness with the Pacific Ocean behind him on a beautiful sunny day. All right, well, that concludes our graduates for the day. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to hand it off to Darren.
Thank you, Marlis. Well, class, you did it. 2 weeks, right? I mean, that was a whirlwind of 2 weeks. You guys came in just a couple weeks ago and met your guide dogs on that first day and hit the ground running. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart and from everybody here at GDB. We appreciate all the time and the effort and the energy that it took to complete the course. And we know that you guys are well on your way to many successful adventures in the years to come. So one more round of applause for you guys here. All right, let's have a little fun, shall we? I'd like to call up Marissa Garcia and her guide, Jim. We'll talk a little bit about how some of our guides are trained. Many of you have heard of clicker training before. Oh, thank you for grabbing the chair. I totally forgot about that. My bad. Clicker training is a form of positive reinforcement, and what it is a sound, click, right, paired with a food reward. And that sound marks the precise moment a behavior has occurred that we want to reward. It is a way of bridging the gap between the moment the behavior occurred, marking it, right, and then delivering the food reward. Look at this, everybody's going for their food reward pouches up front here. That's great, I love it. Good job. We introduced clicker training in the first couple weeks of the dogs being on campus here, okay? And the way it starts is a simple hand target, which Marissa will demonstrate. So the moment that, oh, here we go, good boy. The moment that Jim touches Marissa's hand, she's clicking and rewarding that behavior. So the goal for this little behavior here is just simply dog touching hand, okay? Now that hand can be used as a target on many different objects in the environment, such as an APS pedestrian button, obviously a chair, anything we want the guide dog to target. So what we're going to demonstrate here is a technique called back chaining, where we start at the end goal, which is this chair here, and we gradually add a link in the chain of the behaviors to increase the distance, okay? So Marissa will start by placing her hand on the edge of the seat. Good boy, Jim. I think he knows what he's doing here. Gradually increasing, and you can see that Jim is actively pulling towards that hand target, isn't he? Right? And so he really understands that anticipation is what we want to build into our dogs. That shows that they are understanding what the behavior is. And she's gradually backing up and getting a little bit further, adding a little bit of a link in the chain of behaviors. You notice that initially she didn't pick up that harness handle, but as she gets a little bit further away and Jim has to guide her, picks up the harness handle, clicks and rewards. All right, shall we see how far back we can go? Good boy, Jim. There it is, targeting that chair. All right, now we are going to add the word. You've heard that we haven't actually named this behavior yet, right? And that's because we want to make sure that the dog understands what the target is before we actually introduce a cue word. So she's adding the word find the chair as she picks up the harness handle. Good boy. So now that we've got some distance, Marissa, you want to go all the way back? Let's see how far we can go. All right, all the way to the corner of the room here. Time to show off a little bit. I think he's done this a couple times before, but he's got it. Let's see. Into frame, here he comes. Yeah, all right, Jim. Now, as a reward for the dog doing the right behavior, right, we obviously gave food reward, but it can be very meaningful to actually sit down or use the thing that you are actually teaching them to target. So, big round of applause for Marissa and Jim. Thank you very much. Sweet boy. All right, well, that concludes our graduation program for Class 993. Thank you all so much again for being here with us today. We really appreciate you making the effort to get here on a holiday weekend. And graduates, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. You guys did a great job in class over the last couple of weeks, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future and seeing all the fun adventures you go on with your guides, okay? Thank you for joining us. If you would like to join us next door, we have some refreshments. And if you are interested in participating in our mission in any way, there are a number of staff members here in the room who you can contact, or you can visit us online at guidedogs.com. We also want to call out, if you'd like to make a donation to our mission, help support our mission, you may text DONATE to 50155. Viewers at home, we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Guide Dogs for the Blind. GuideDogs.com, 800.295.4050.